It's another Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. YK in the building.
Yo. Good morning. Good morning. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yesterday, we received the shocking news of the demise of Ada Ameh. Excuse me. It's quite painful because she was here very recently, and I know that many people actually referred to that video where she was here exactly 2 weeks ago, and it was really sad to hear about her passing. I mean, YK, what happened when you heard that news yesterday?
I was shocked. I read it, and I couldn't reconcile the person that was here with this. So I sent it to the group. Wait, isn't this Ada that was on our show? They say, You know, it's just, she seemed so full of life. She was full of prayers. She did one video with the makeup girls for her makeup. In fact,
we're going to show the video just to... But I was just going to say hello to you guys first before we call for the video. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Ada Ameh's news even made me forget to call my friend, Obi DK. She's a niece to Ireti, the catering practical actress of Fuji House of Commotion, who also passed yesterday. For me, Ada Ameh just sort of brought me this sober reflection. I'm back to, almost like experiencing grief all over again. I remember at the makeup room, just as I was rushing in for the show, she started this joke, very lively woman. We were just laughing, sharing jokes, sharing our items and all of that. And for me, it's just a lesson for us to, to always be good.
Yeah.
Always,
Yes, Mariam. I know you went on the show that day.
Yeah, I wasn't on the show that day, but, she talked about her mental health. And, the way I've always seen her was just this lively actress, actor on TV. And then eventually on social media, we heard her talk about her mental health struggles. And it's unfortunate that, she passed when she did. But I feel that this also opens up a conversation about mental health struggles and how we support people who are going through it. Because they look happy, they look excited, but then people are struggling. And I feel that we're also constantly working out in what ways we can support people like that. My heart goes out to her family, her loved ones. May her soul rest in peace.
Amen. So I was going to just show the recording, just a short clip for those of you who haven't seen it. She had some mental issues. Is that correct? What's that about?
I had max depression. I've been depressed for some years, and it became very worse when I lost my daughter in 2020.
Oh.
And sometimes sometimes I wake up and we practically grew up together. I was 14 when I had her, so she was more like my younger sister. And my friend, she was my best friend, and I just saw my world crumbled before me.
Yes, we understand.
I'd lost 3 of my sisters before that time, and each of them had like three children. I'd lost like 3 of my brothers and my father. So after burying all these people, then my daughter, my younger sister that died last, she died in 2018. She was a footballer. She was one of our female coaches. She was one of the assistant coaching under 19 female national team. And after she died, I thought I was going to be the next. I don't know. But when my daughter died, my world crumbled before me. And then sometimes I see myself for days. I could cry for days. And I've been in and out of hospital.
So that's the clip from the for our interview with her. I mean, may her soul rest in peace. Our hearts go out to the rest of her family and pray
especially
that...
her friend,
especially her friends and all those...
Especially
the children that she left behind.
Yeah, but they're cousins, they're nieces.
These are
also family members who loved her and cared for her too. So, yes, we see those on TV, but there are those who also there behind the scenes and don't see. So we must...
I'm just honored to have met her. I'm honored to have met her, and I've never met her before, so I just thank God that I met her that day.
All right, that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we want to review the papers. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
We're going to start with the nation. 100% pay rise likely for striking varsity teachers. Federal government silent as marketers hike petrol pump price. Makinde inaugurates Lawal as deputy. Tinubu to present Shetima tomorrow. Nigeria Netherlands signed pact on food security. Government kills soldier, 9 others in Plateau and Imo State. And aero contractor suspends flights. Okay, which story are we starting with?
So according to the reports in the nation, not exactly factual, concrete yet, but the federal government is looking. They said the president himself has decided to meet with ASUU. He has decided to wade into this issue with ASUU, and I'm grateful for that because we were here calling out that the president has not spoken directly with them and he has left them to his ministers. But this report says that the president is looking at negotiating with them, also looking at the report by the Briggs committee. I'm trying to remember the name of that committee exactly. But then they're looking at how they will come into this matter, and they're looking at almost 100% pay rise likely to settle on their with ASUU. According to the source, it says that the federal government and ASUU may reach an amicable agreement in a short time. So far, the government may concede 100% salary increase for the striking lecturers. This is key part of the ongoing review of the 2009 federal government and ASUU agreement. And I'm hoping that this is done. And, this brings...
Right.
Because the Briggs committee was saying a 180% pay rise, but the federal government is doing 100. At least that will
something. Okay, so there's a bit of confusion within the oil marketers because right now, many of the regulators are silent over the recent pump prices by various gas stations, petrol stations. So the marketers are complaining that the landing cost per petrol is about 170 naira to the litre, and they're having difficulties selling at the approved price, which is about 148 naira. Although some people are already paying, some people are already selling at 162, 165 naira in various parts of the state. Others are selling at 200 naira. But the nation tried to reach out to many of the regulators, including IPMAN, NNPC, NPD, PR, and others, and none of them was able to confirm what the agreed new pump price should be. So people are just doing what they want to do across the board, and that's what the report says.
So these Sun reports should be carefully taken. I wanted to take it in the Sun. The Sun reports that NNPC increases petrol pump price to 179 naira per litre. Okay. And they took it factually. They said that the NNPC are looking at an upward review of the pump price starting today. Okay, well, and they are saying that they've already given notice. In this report, yes. They said they've already given notice to marketers across the country on this new increase. According to the nation, it says the NNPC spokesman, Malam Garba Din Mohammed, did not respond to all the questions concerning this pump price. So there was nothing official at the time of this report.
They had even tried to engage the GMD as well. Yeah. I bought a petrol yesterday at over 170 sharp.
It's fair at 170. There's a filling station at Alaki that's selling at 200 naira per litre.
Okay, let us move on.
Yes. So the federal government and the Netherlands Development Agency have signed an MOU, and this was this is to enable us achieve what we call our policy of grow what you eat and eat what we grow. The Minister for State Budget and National Planning, Mr. Clem Agba, says that this was an important collaboration to have because the Netherlands have been known to do this for themselves, and this is something that they're trying to encourage, that this partnership will help them encourage our local farmers with techniques and resources, to do better, to be able to produce more food for our country, so we're able to consume the things that will be produced. The minister that while the Netherlands Development Agency says that they're already doing work in Ghana, so what this will mean is that they'll just expand what they're doing to Nigeria, and then hopefully we'll see some change and improvement when it comes to food production in Nigeria.
Moving on now to the Punch. Adelike's camp worries over litigation, woos PDP faction. Shanties shops raised as fire guts Lagos sawmill. Fans mourn deaths of Nollywood actresses Ameh and Onayiga. Oh, that's true. We forgot to mention that too.
I think she too has been on our show before.
Been on that show very well.
Yeah.
Power supply to drop again. TCN alerts Nigerians. Flood. Ogun residents flee homes, decry government's neglect. Lagos court jails businessman 60 years for fraud. ASUU meets August 1st, strike enters 155th day. FG UN to identify terrorist criminals at airports. NLC dares police, says protest notification unnecessary. Consumers pay 193 billion naira to disclose amid blackout, says report. Okay.
ASUU, so the National Executive Council of Striking ASUU have said that they've scheduled a meeting in the first week of August. In fact, they gave the date. They said it will either hold on the 30th of July or the 1st of August this year. And it's for them to finally make a decision that will determine whether they will suspend or continue with the strike, which has entered the 155th day as of yesterday, so 156th day as of today. Many stakeholders, of course, are adding their voice to this situation. We have the NUC, and I would like to read what they said. So the NUC is calling on ASUU to sort of rethink this strike. Here they say the Commission's Executive Secretary, Professor Abubakar Rashid, said, our universities have been confronted with uncertainties due to this unfortunate strike. ASUU is in a 6-month, and as Vice Chancellors, we know the negative consequences of the prolonged closure of universities. We know what it means in terms of effect on the economy of the nation, in terms of our institutional reputation and the future of our youth. University education is fundamental to success and nation's economy, and so forth, and so on and so forth. So I hope that when they finally have this meeting, somehow we can have our children back in school.
Okay, another story?
Yeah, just I wanted to take the
okay, go ahead, the fire.
So the fire happened again at the Butemeta Okubaba market, Plank market yesterday. And according to the reports, no life was lost. All the rescue agencies, emergency agencies, responded to this fire. But again, as usual in all reports, they will say the hoodlums were preventing the, killing of this fire. Every time they're trying to access that area, whenever there's a fire in that area, hoodlums will come in and try to prevent. I don't understand why this happens continuously every time. If there's a fire, the fire agencies come, let them go in and rescue people and prevent whatever as much as possible. Which one will be hoodlum? Do we need to now carry security agents again to go and
that's the job of the local government. The local government must continually sensitize the people in times of danger, emergencies, allow the security operatives to come in and do their job. You just keep allowing these people to do.
They are meant to help instead of being nuisance.
Exactly. Okay, I was going to take the story. Why can you have a story?
Yeah, the residents of the Okeafa community in Magboro area of Ogun State, they are expressing their frustration about the flood in their area. And there's this particular lady, her name is Ifoma. She said that she was in the house when she saw a snake, a big black snake. Can you imagine? Oh. It's a water. It comes with the water.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was the neighbors. Her husband wasn't in, so it was the neighbors that came in and helped her kill the snake. And she, at that point, she just carried her bag and baggage, and she has moved to her sister's place.
And
Go ahead.
Bag and baggage.
And with her children, she has moved.
Yeah,
and people in the community are saying they're not going to vote. That if this is what they are going to be, because it started from Amosu's time. When Amosu promised to do it, he didn't do anything. When Dr. Abiodun now came, that one said, I'll do it. Letter. I said, yes, as soon as I come in, I will do it. Now, they have written letter, nothing has happened, so they are not even voting again.
Okay, that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for
Thanks for staying with us. So there's a story in The Punch that caught my attention and really also upsets me a bit, because the major headline says, NLC dares police, says protest notification necessary, and that's completely different from what the article actually says. So what happened is that NLC is planning to have a protest on July 26th and 27th, obviously to put pressure on the federal government to succumb to ASUU's request. So Punch approached the first PRO in Abuja, and he said, in his exact words, "We advise the organized labor to notify the police so that the force can deploy security. It's always advisable to inform the police, give us the route so we can protect you, so that hoodlums doesn't hijack your protest, and that we're sure that the citizens are protesting." That's what the first PRO said. By the time the Punch reporter spoke to NLC to confirm, what he was communicating to the NLC, according to him also, says that responding to the police's demand. That's what he was telling. So obviously when he was talking to NLC, saying that the police are demanding. So he responding to their demand, which wasn't a demand, it was an advice. Saying that, then so obviously saying that NLC was saying that they're not legally obligated. Yes, it's not, we're not asking you, it's not legal. The police is not saying that you're legally obligated, just saying it's advisable to inform us so we can protect you. It's important that media houses couch these words, because these are things that inflate, aggravate, incite people's anger. So you come on the air and say NLC dares police. Who's daring who here? On what basis? It's just really ridiculous. Moving on now to Daily Sun. 2023, CAN directs Christians on candidates to reject. NPC increases petrol pump price to 175 naira to the litre. Protests as gunmen kill 7 wedding guests in Imo. Aftermath of Kuje prison attack, Kyari others seek fresh bail. US, UK hailed Oshunguba elections. Strike. Federal government ASUU resumes negotiation. And tears as Nollywood loses 2 top actresses in a day. Okay, which other story are we taking in there?
Yeah, I have this story. So, protest erupted yesterday in Otulu community in Oru East Council area of Imo State. This is following the killing of 7 youths by gunmen alleged to be Ebubeagu security. So the President General of the community, his name is Nnamdi Agbo, he alleged that Ebubeagu vigilante outfit opened fire on these youths. These youths were actually wedding guests. They had gone for a wedding and they were on their way home at about 7 p.m. when they were shot at. 7 of them died. A few of them were injured critically and in hospital. One wasn't slightly injured and has been released. And so, of course, the people are very upset. They don't understand why their people will be attacked like that. And they said that they have reported to the police as well as to the representative at the National Assembly concerning what has happened, and police says that they are going to investigate it. There are also a few names that were mentioned here that have been arrested in connection to this killing. The names of those who were killed also have been listed here. May their souls rest in peace, and we hope that we find, what may have happened, because this security vigilante outfit is meant to protect people. Was this a case of not recognizing that these were indigents of the community?
State police.
So, state policing.
Right.
It's your state police.
Well, we need to train everyone properly.
Okay, any other stories in town? I was going to take the story, Khan is speaking loud and clear. So they issued a circular saying that Nigerians, all Nigerians should not allow their members to vote for any presidential candidate with links to hard drugs, Boko Haram, or any violent religious groups. They're advising their members to look for competence and people who are candidates who are honest, truthfulness, respect for the rule of law, respect for religious and ethnic diversity, compassionate, disciplined, and credible. And this circular was sent to all the churches across the country, and many of the pastors. There was one actually. She did a video, pastor. I can't remember her name. She did a video reiterating what Khan is saying, and obviously they're trying to they ensure that everybody within that group votes a certain kind of candidates. And it's not the first time Khan is doing this, because usually they always tell us, but they didn't specifically say which candidate to vote for, which is a good thing. I was hoping they wouldn't say that, but they're very clear that we must ensure that whoever comes in is honest and truthful and ready to take Nigeria forward. Any other story in Daily Sun? Should we move on? Okay, nobody has the protest of 7 women.
Ideas.
Just a story. Moving on to Vanguard. ASUU unions to shut banks, airports, others over strike. Peter Obi, truth by Chuks Iluegbona. We have conducted major investigation on the individuals financing Boko Haram, says federal government. Passengers stranded as aero contractors suspends flight operations indefinitely. INEC still in talks with CBN over shortage of election material, says Festus Okoye. Kuje prison attack, DCP Kyari begs for deep bail as NDLEA calls first witness. Oyo lawmakers impeach deputy governor. Cultism probe hip-hop artist Portable over formation of 1 million boys. IG orders Lagos Commissioner of Police. And Oshunpol Oyinlola Okowa Saraki and the untold story of Adeleke's victory. Which story are you doing?
Aero contractors.
Yes.
Aero contractors have suspended flights indefinitely starting tomorrow, Wednesday, the 20th of July. And according to this report, this is as other flights, other airlines are saying that there will be delays on their flights across the country. But this report says is due to management. According to them, they say it's due to management issue within aero contractors. Aero contractors is one of the oldest flights within the airlines within the country, and this comes as a cause of worry for most of us. The decision is taken due to fact that most of our aircrafts are currently undergoing maintenance, as according to their own side of the report. They're saying that it's due to the maintenance that is happening across all their planes, resulting in their inability to offer a seamless, efficient service to our esteemed customers. I'm hoping that that is true and that is just based on maintenance, so that we know that it's not indefinite, but they'll come back. But if it is indefinite as reported, there's more to it.
Okay.
So the Kuje prison attack, the Abba Kyari, has begged the court to grant him bail as he's afraid for his life. He says that when well, according to the papers, when the attack happened on the Kuje prisons, the terrorists were asking, where is Kyari's cell? Where is Kyari's cell? That a lot of the people that are there are people that him and his team had put in jail. Yeah. You know, so he fears for his life, so they should please grant him the bail. Meanwhile, NDLA have started, they started the case also yesterday against him, and they brought in their first witness. What was her name? Anyway, I don't...
Okay, so, you know, we always talk about...
Mrs. Patricia Afolabi.
Yeah,
so their first witness.
Okay, oh, please, go ahead.
No, I didn't get it. I said, I've been waiting.
Yeah, I've been waiting, because when I saw the headline, I thought that I would see some interesting information.
Oh, no.
So, we've been waiting for this list from the federal government.
Forever.
Because they keep telling us that they have the list of Boko Haram financiers. So I read the article hoping that I'll see some kind of indication. But what the article is saying in a nutshell, I think, was the spokesperson, director of the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, Mr. Muiwa Jida, was attending an event and he was saying that the research of the investigation on Boko Haram has gotten to its advanced stage, and they've involved about 28 countries who are giving them information. And right now it has really reached advanced. If I said the position is that an investigation has reached advanced stage, as I said, and that the government will make statements in direction and in due time release the names of the sponsors. We waited for this due time. Maybe you know,
remember they were asking me, did you take this story? And I said, there will be nothing.
I am telling you, I thought that they will give us some indication. So in due time. I don't know what in due time means. Maybe when Buhari leaves the office.
It will be when, I mean, this is how many years now?
Since
the Dubai arrested some people and locked them up.
In due time, they release.
The other guy that said he had recreated the cult group 1 Million Boys.
Oh, that clown.
Terrorized Naja. What's his name?
Portable. So, his real name is, let me tell you his real name. Habib Okikiola.
Good. But the IG of police, Akali Baba Usman, has directed the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State to quickly fetch him out. And, you know, because he doesn't know how serious those
what did the guy say? I was seeing the video.
He's come back to say, I did not mean it to. I mean 1 million followers on TikTok or one of these apps. God. But me, I'm worried. You know, I'm worried that might just be with the substance of truth, and I hope that the investigation.
There's no smoke without fire. Well, it's too small to create call groups now. Who is Cult group has been there for how many years?
If he says he did, let us find out.
During COVID, there was the 1 million boys.
Yes,
that was.
So we're doing all sorts of things.
So that's why the police are interested in him. They want to investigate.
Next time, is there any story? You have to run. Any in Tribune? Let me move very quickly. Let's find a not taking. Zamfara government suspend Emir over Turbanning of bandits as title holder.
I think it's
important to take that story. You know, last week Saturday there was the Emir turbaned a notorious bandit circling Fulani. Over 100 bandits were there at the ceremony. The governor of the state has quickly thrown out or suspended the Emir. You know, that's really bad. It's sending a very strong message.
I'm worried though.
A committee has been put in place to investigate why this happened and how it happened.
Wait, but do they have bandits on their head that I am a bandit? How do you know they are bandits?
It's a hot topic. It's a hot topic.
How do you know they are bandits?
I think it's our hot
topic. There's a virus in Ghana now. I'm hoping it doesn't get here. There's a serious virus. The Marburg virus has been discovered in Ghana. 98 people have been quarantined, and some people have already died due to these 2 cases. And they've investigated and said this virus is now in Ghana.
And it's similar to Ebola.
Similar to Ebola.
Whoa.
Ghana is just next door.
Yes.
I'm not going out again.
No, not get bothered.
Let's go on a break. We'll be right back.
A bubble to live in.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy Eastplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy Eastplash, and of course, award-winning news and current.
Thanks for staying with us. So, there's something called period poverty, and which is where many low-income women find struggle to care for themselves during their menstrual cycles. So joining us to talk more about Nuban Beauty Pads is a medical laboratory scientist, serial entrepreneur, and business development strategist, Stella Ndekele. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you so much.
So why do you think, first of all, tell us what Nuban Beauty is about, and why exactly did you go into this period poverty category?
Okay, so Nuban Beauty is an African makeup brand. It's made for the African woman to look good in her skin without looking out of place. So you know, in those days when we had Mary Kay
Calling brands.
Everybody is 6 shades, 5 shades, your 507, your 504, you know. And there was no way the vast majority of women in Nigeria can fit into 6 shades. That's how Nuban Beauty came about. So we are making products to fit every African woman to look beautiful and unique in their own skin. So for the pad initiative, which is a Nuban Beauty Pads a Girl campaign, this is an initiative Nuban Beauty has to give back to the community. So we're all about promoting the woman, giving the woman confidence, and in that way the girl child is not left out. So this is an initiative we had for this year to give back to the girl child, especially those in rural communities who can't access things they need for their periods.
So I'm hearing menstrual poverty for the first time. I know a lot of girls, while growing up, couldn't access the sanitary wares. Some of us, when we finally accessed some infections, so there was this mindset around it. So it's not necessarily the poverty, but the willingness to even use, the trust. So what exactly informed your decision on this? Was there an experience, something that you saw that made you decide that you needed to do this? Okay,
so previously, before the COVID, we always did some form of community give back as a CSR. So this year, so around my birthday, I always try to do something. So this year, I was struggling with what to do till I met the founder of Safety for Every Girl, so which is like an NGO for period poverty. I never heard about period poverty before that, so it's something you don't think about that it's a problem. And then she talks about a girl dropping out of school because of period poverty. I'm like, how? Then she goes into details. I didn't sleep well that night.
What were the details?
So she says this girl started seeing her period when she was 9. And her grandma, who she lives with in Makoko, told her, you're seeing your period at a very young age because you're allowing boys to touch you. And throws a piece of cloth to her and said, from now onwards, when you see your period, this is what you use. She doesn't know any better. The next morning, she takes her bath. God knows how she puts the piece of clothes. And she goes to school, and she was so stained, boys and girls were laughing at her. So things are not so okay for her. So she didn't see a reason to show up. So she was so embarrassed. She just left the school for them. This is a young girl. She doesn't know. She's just 9. And there's nobody to push her back or go to school. Whatever. So she drops out of school entirely. And I think one of her teachers was someone who knew her to be very intelligent. After some years, tried to reach out to her to bring her back and teach her how to put herself together. And in fact, I met her. It's such an awesome experience. She's now a teacher. Yes. So so when I heard this story, so I'm the first child of 8 children, 7 girls.
For real?
Yeah.
7 girls.
Yes.
Not a kid, huh? Gosh, your mom must have been trying for a boy.
Yes.
Whoa.
And I know what it is to be a girl child in a place that is not so. And having to think about a girl who is struggling so much because of something as simple as sanitary. Exactly.
Let me get a few more questions. Okay, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so it says something about 50% of all proceeds from the sales of the Nuban Beauty would go to provide underprivileged girls with hygienic, reusable sanitary pads. I don't know, could you just enlighten us on these reusable sanitary pads?
Okay, let me start from the beginning. So when I decided what to do, if I say, let me give money to these people, it ends there. There will always be someone like me who doesn't know this exists, who doesn't know this is a problem.
Yes.
So I decided, okay, Nuban Beauty has some form of following, Nuban Beauty has some form of traction. When we speak, I know some kind of people will listen. So I decided to create a range of products named Ultra.
Okay.
So Ultra is a limited edition product by Nuban Beauty. So 50% of the proceeds from the sale of this product will go to Safety for Every Girl, which is a foundation, in padding these girls, giving them reusable. So what Safety for Every Girl does is, they're already an NGO that do this, so they need help for funds to be able to. So each girl gets a pack of 6 reusable, washable pads. It has 2 night wear. It has 3 day wears. Yeah, it has pants. Then it has a bag. They call it, I forgot to go. The bag is, so when it's wet, okay, it's called a wet bag. Yeah. So when they are done, maybe in school, they put it in the wet bag. It doesn't smell, it doesn't leak. They can go home and wash it off. So it comes as a pack, and it costs about 6,000 naira for a pack. So if I say, let me give money, I need more people to know about this. I need more people to come on board. I need more people to empower the girl child. They're going through a lot already.
It's a lot.
Well done.
It's interesting. So, I mean, we're happy to have you on the show to talk about this, because this is an area many people just overlook. They assume people should know. So, yes, it's one thing to ask for help. What else exactly do you need? Do you need support financially, or to buy this packets for the girls, or what exactly would you, Newborn Beauty, need to?
What kind of partnership?
What kind of partnership are you looking for? Yes, thanks, Nima.
No, so we're already in partnership, right? Okay. So what we're doing is, for the sales of this product, like I've said, 50% of the proceeds go to them. And we're also creating awareness for them. So it's just buy more products, buy more of the Ultra Collection products, which consist of the eyeshadow, lipsticks, brushes, beauty blender, and so there's a range of products which beautiful women will always buy. But buying it and remembering that, as I'm buying this,
you're also empowering
I'm empowering a girl child. I'm giving a girl child somewhere who struggles to use to get pad. In fact, they said what shocked me the most was that tissue paper is a privilege if you can get tissue to use. You know, we had an outreach in Makoko with them, and I almost cried. So when we showed them the bag of what they're going to get, they were excited. Then when we said, it comes with pad and it comes with pants, as we said pants, she's screaming.
Why were they screaming?
They were so excited. It's that someone could give them pants.
Good. That's something we don't think about. People actually need that, underwears. No, we don't think about it a lot. We just send clothes and shoes, forgetting that part of it is extremely important.
So for people like us that want to support by buying the newborn, where do we get the newborn products, the beauty products, and is that what you're wearing on your face now?
Of course. Of course. So the products will be launching next week, Monday. And it will be available on the website www.nubanbeauty.com. So anybody can place their order there, and we'll deliver globally.
Fantastic. Well done.
Well done. I'm just so proud of you that you have decided to use your resources, your platform, to bring awareness to something that is so important. I mean, it is life-changing for someone to be able to have a pad and still go to school will change a child's life. So well done. And I wish you all the success that you need.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, move on to other segments. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria, on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup?
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script?
Check.
Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR?
Check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us now from FBI Quest is the head private trust, Mr. Rotimi Obendi. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So today we're discussing succession plan, and we're talking about various foreign brands that we see today. Some use, I think that we got Ford Motors, we have Rockefeller, we have so many big brands, McDonald's. These are Kentucky Fried Chicken. These are stuff that eventually the owners are no longer with us, but today we still see these businesses. And we in Nigeria, we see that many people struggle to put together a succession plan. Could you tell us, in your own understanding, what a succession plan entails and why people are scared of having a proper one?
Thank you very much for having me. Now, this is important, like you said, to look. You've spoken about global, so we're looking at Nigeria and we're asking ourselves, why don't we have that kind of structure? It's more than just having a business and thinking about the management. A lot of it also has to do with estate planning. I remember we said it's a structure you put in place that sees into the future and then helps us to be able to decide how we want things to run when we are no longer there. Now, these corporations you've mentioned, if they had a trust in place or assigned a professional to help them put a plan that ensures that even when they are no longer there, it runs continuously, which is the examples that we've seen. Now, what is really missing is the fact that in Nigeria, we've not thought about what would happen to our businesses when we are no longer there. That is the art of business succession planning. Put a structure in place that would outlive you. It does not necessarily mean that it should be your family members. Anybody that you believe is capable of running the business, whether you're there or not, is what you should be looking at in terms of succession planning.
Recently, I had a talk with my uncle, has a good, very successful business going, about just after I met you guys, and I was talking about his business succession plan. And my uncle was like, worry yourself. All my children, they have management level. What I'm looking at now is to restructure the business so that as this one is coming, she knows the position. This was, I was like, uncle. So please, you need to help educate. What exactly is a business succession plan? How is it supposed to look like? Does a management arrangement within a company ensure its succession? How important is this to a person whose business is doing well even right now?
Okay, so many questions in that your one question. And so for your uncle and any other person listening to us, there are two parts to it: management and ownership. Now, the fact that I own the business now does not necessarily mean I still want to own it in future. What we miss a lot, and from the foreign brands that you mentioned, if you go and check, you probably would not see them as the owners. They would have given it to another structure such that family members cannot fight over them. That's key. Now, in terms of whether I want my children to manage those businesses when I'm no longer there, cast your mind back to one bank that was acquired by another bank in Nigeria that was being run by a family member. That is the potential risk that you face, particularly if the children are not currently involved in running the business. Exactly. If he or she doesn't understand what you're doing, how do you then think that when they step in, they would then be able to run those businesses? I'll give you an example. There was a company that we were asked to come and help them restructure. And the first thing when we got there was that we found out that there was a managing director. Because their mom had passed on, they then decided to appoint one of their brothers as senior managing director, and then appointed their elder sister as the chairman of the company. Clearly, what's the job of a senior managing director? You already have a managing director. So that's already a recipe for failure. We need to divorce or separate, as it were, ownership from management. My children necessarily do not have to run the business for me. What is most important for me is the legacy that I ensure that it outlives me. Two, my children will continue to benefit from the arrangement I've put in place. So, for example, they are just beneficiaries in the entire arrangement. So, monthly basis, I'll make sure that their education is taken care of because of the trust structure I've put in place. I can decide that on a monthly basis also they get some form of allowances. When they want to get married, they have maybe a 20 million available to them. When they are 25, they get 15% of whatever monies I've put there. That is a structure that serves us better, so that in the next 10 to 15 years, these companies are still alive. They're taking care of employment because more people are employed. They've taken care of, there are no crises. There's also a particular tax element that a lot of us don't talk about. If you own the business, you pass away. If you don't have a will in place, it then has to go through probate. Your children ordinarily should not be able to start to run the business because one, they are not directors, and two, they are not shareholders. However, because we get a lot of things done in Nigeria through the, the back door, we tend to think that it's easy to do. But we at FBN Quest Trustees always say, remove ownership from management. If your kids are fantastic with managing, they have the right skills, then it's fine, they can come in. But what we also find is the mistake that a lot of people make. I have baby, for example, my first child is a son, my second child is a daughter, but she's been involved in the running of the business right from time. Something happens to me, my son comes up and says, in Africa tradition, it's the son that should inherit everything that I've left behind. Before you know it, the business crumbles.
Okay, I wanted to ask you, someone like me now, I have there are two questions. The first one, I want to ask, which Nigerian business can you tell me has survived 20 years, is now like maybe 100 years? Are there any such businesses? Because when we talk of Henry Ford and we talk of these are long term. They've been there since we can remember. So that's one. The second thing is, someone like me, like this festival celebration, I know that I'm getting to an age where
I love that question.
I don't want to have to be hands-on to run it. I want it to be able to run on its own. How would your FBN Quest help me in that kind of It's a festival. It's a music festival. It's for 1 week. It's
happens once a year.
It happens once a year. We do art. We do music. We do dance. We do debates.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so
2 questions.
So the first question, in terms of corporate brands that you see that's done 100 years, clearly the bigger brand that I represent is more than 100 years old, which is the First Bank brand. However, just taking it away from that, there are also companies and organizations that we the owner is no longer there, but if you ask, it's still the biggest selling law publication company in Nigeria, and that's the Nigerian Law Publication that was owned by Emir. Is a brand that we currently manage. So despite the fact that the man is not there, the publications have continued to go out on a weekly basis. That's because of the structure that is in place. You can also adopt that structure. I talked about ownership being different from the management. Now, you can decide that in my lifetime I want to manage it. Appoint FBN Quest trustees. If you have a company that you currently manage or that owns that brand, transfer ownership to an institution, FBN Quest trustees. Now, we watch you in your lifetime, depending on when you then want us to step in. We then step in. We are in charge of ensuring that there's a management in place. Now, what we do with a lot of the companies that we manage is that we have quarterly meetings. There are annual strategy sessions to illustrate what the business has done in the last 6 months, 1 year. We then give advice. That structure clearly would ensure that every single year, the celebration that you talk about will continue to hold, because we'll be discussing with those currently working with you. We'll also be discussing with partners, getting more people to sponsor. Now, brand is key. When you have a big brand that people see, then people are satisfied that, yes, this thing will continue to happen.
I want some question.
In 100 years, celebration still to be...
Well done.
Yeah, it's very possible. Now, if you permit me to just try and speak about something that is happening in the reggae industry, Bob Marley, for example. Bob Marley brother is currently using his name for an annual celebration. That money does not go to Bob Marley's family. It goes to his estate. It goes straight to his brother. And he's having that on an annual basis. We can also have that if we partner with you, such that this continues to run. The structure, we always say that structure is key. What you decide and what you want to achieve, we can package that structure for you and decide for how long you want this annual event to happen.
I love it, but then it brings to mind the question that, so how do you get paid? Is it a partnership, a percentage that you get paid, or you become part owner of this business? I would like to know that. And then secondly, it's not really a question, just a contribution. There have been times, a few times we've discussed succession of business on this table. And we've never really put this idea in place as a way to solve it. So we have family who say, we started this business, it's made us some money, our children have gone abroad, they're not interested in the business, my business is dying and I'm getting older. For me, I feel that this would solve many of the questions where the child does not want to be part of the business, but it can still go on without the child wanting to be part of the business. So how do you get paid? How does it work?
First and foremost, we always try and run away from fees, because when you dwell so much on fees, people lose value and they then take their minds out of it. However, there are two different things. When it comes to ownership, we are not technically speaking the owners. We are just there. She will remain, for example, the owner of the business. Our estate will continue to be the owner of the business. We are sitting there as custodian, shielding third parties. Because she separated our business from our own personal affairs, if something then happens, the business will continue to run. So our fees are dependent on how we are able to grow the business. So we can agree either a flat fee or a percentage fee. Each business that we get into, fees depend on what our responsibilities and roles are. And very quickly, if I just touch on that other point that you make, it's important, particularly in today's Nigerian context, because you find everybody's going to Canada or going to UK. and there are businesses that should ordinarily outlive the owners. Now, what you need to do, like you said, is put this structure in place. You can test run it, do a 2-year, a 3-year plan, see how it works. You can make changes in your lifetime. Whatever the nature of business, we've seen hospitals, because they were first owned by just one person, they're not then able to the next generation. It is important that we start to have this conversation, because a lot really can be done, and it will eventually help the economy, because employment are still guaranteed.
See, there's a Nigerian factor of fear. You know, you do so much work to build a business, you know, and your children are educated, and you feel that, how can somebody, bunch of strangers, start running something I built from scratch? So you have this conversation, and thinking, I worked so that my children can have this, and I want to be in heaven seeing that my children are running this. So how do you detach, how do you convince people to detach themselves and detach this sentiment from the fact that this business sustained can actually continue to provide jobs for a bunch of strangers and help to build the economy? How do you convince people? Because that's a major issue for Nigerians.
It's a killer when we talk with our clients, because we understand that sentiment. It's so they first see it as a family business, and they want it to stay in the family. What we then advise is, now, pending when your children wants to get involved in the business, have this structure. Put a clause that the day any of my child decides that they are interested, put a position vacant. If you want them to be MD, then they then have to follow a 3-year plan. Okay. The kind of business school you want them to attend. All of this will be captured, such that you then know that in 3 years' time, this particular child would be interested in
so like a collaboration, for example, now if YK says I'm retired, I'm like he's 80 years old, I don't want to do this anymore, and then her children are not interested, and she has given it to the trust, and the trust is managing it, but at some point her child cannot say, you know what, I'm interested, I want to participate, because this thing is getting bigger. So that opening can be there for that person to also participate and then manage.
Clearly that opening is there. Now what we encourage is also just to address that point, the fact that we try to speak with family members. Now, what some clients then do is set up a family kind of arrangement, such that each person can bring in even their own children. So I have 4 kids. I can create a position such that one of my child comes in as a director when he or she is between 18 to 25, learn the ropes. So if I'm no longer interested, that child might be interested. So generational wealth transfer, generational knowledge is created. So it's not just for me or my first child or my 4 children. The other ones, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, can also be included as part of the plan.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you on the show to teach us. This is a new area that we want to get Nigerians involved in. I'm really happy that FBN Quest is working so hard to get Nigerians to have a succession plan. Very important.
Thank you very much.
That's all we can take on the show on this segment. When we come back, move on to other segments. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy Eastplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup
check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script
check.
Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR
check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the archer meant to be.
Thanks for staying with us. So we saw the news running in the social media that Nigerians are condemning the installation of a wanted terrorist, Ada Ameh, as the Sarkin Fulani of Yandoton Daji Emirate in troubled Zamfara state. I crucified that.
Yeah, I'm helpful.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, say it now.
I have to read it.
Yeah, read it for me.
Sorry, the names. Okay, so his name is a wanted terrorist, Ada Ameh, as Sarkin Fulani, and this was Yandoton Daji Emirate in troubled Zamfara state. Sorry, I laughed because it just sounded so Yoruba when you were saying it.
So, as I was saying, critics, obviously, as they've condemned this this installation of this man, and it has raised questions because, you know, the government keeps telling us they're fighting insecurity with everything they've got. And there we have in Zamfara State, a bandit. Now, I have a few questions because according to the reports, he was a known bandit. Now, I'm thinking, so what defines a person as a bandit? I'm not saying this is wrong information. I'm just saying that how do we identify these bandits? And how is it possible for a bandit to be crowned in a state as Zamfara? So those are the questions people are asking. But I know that the governor has responded. I think you have the response of the governor. What did he say?
Yes, I read earlier today. So the governor has suspended the Emir, and he has put together a committee to investigate how this could have happened. But even when we read about the turbanning when it happened last on Saturday, the people of the community that were questioned, and they were speaking, of course, anonymously. They said that, well, for one, this will make sure that they are not attacked. This was a way of making sure that they will maintain peace. They said he, in particular, Ada Ameh, had promised not to attack that community for a while, and he had kept his word. So for them, this is like a sure thing that will ensure that they are not attacked. And it just goes to show that government is not reaching every part of Nigeria. That the people in the community would rather trust in the bandits to protect them or not attack them than trust in the structure of our government to protect them. And people will constantly look for different ways, you know, to protect themselves. They have reported them before and still come into their communities and kill them. So, you know how you have an agreement with the devil, hoping that because of this agreement, for as long as the devil is happy, you will be at peace. But we're happy that the governor has stepped in. And apart from just a committee, I think the question will be, if we know if there's a known bandit, how is he still walking around and being turbaned, and his other bandits were even there at the event?
My own problem with this issue is it was a ceremony, one. The local government chairman, I've forgotten his name, was at the event. The local government chairman made a speech at the event. There were police officers at the event, because you can't have that kind of, without one or two police officers working at the event. The terrorists did not come with any gun. They were so sure of their safety. Video. They came with motorbikes. The terrorists, 100 of them. They came with their motorbikes. They rode into town, into the community, and watched the turban. Now, and you see, when people keep saying government officials know about this kind of thing, local government chairman is part and parcel of government. You cannot tell me Emir was put there by government.
Okay, what is
government that turbans the Emir?
Yes. Okay, what's even more disturbing to me is that the governor, all they did to suspend. This is more than suspension. This is rounding up a whole community, saying, you're bandits. You know that kind of. I mean, I thought he'll be shocked to find out that this community is full of bandits.
I think the governor was just
Trying to play to the gallery.
Exactly. That's how I felt, because this community says that they said this appointment is with the demand for peace and reconciliation efforts highly needed for our people in our emirate. And this emir that's crowned this man Serikin Fulani is the first emir himself. Says the new Fulani. There's a place where he wrote it. Said the bandits leader was turbaned on Saturday by Aliyu Garba Marafa, the first emir of Yandoto. That means that community itself just gained its own first traditional and first community recognition from government. And if you leave a community to themselves, my fear when I read the story yesterday online was, did they do it under duress? Of course they did. We know that communities have continually, even in Benue State, that they have to pay double taxes. They pay government own and then they pay bandits own. And these bandits work freely during daytime to go and collect it. Failure to pay is failure to protect. They will send out these notices. So this intelligence, the fact that the bandits can come in and collect. And government will say, we've not gotten a tip-off. We have not ready to know. The DSS have not found out.
The people have not informed us.
People have not, all the big grammar we used to hear. Is that for me is the intelligence in that what that intelligence exposes, the willingness of government to do.
You know why
they said that they came in motorbikes without guns? Because they know nothing will happen.
There was a time we were talking about this kind of thing. I think Waike was saying that if Nigeria is not careful, God forbid we disintegrate, that there'll be things called warlords in various communities.
So that's
where people will be committed and only loyal to the warlords. So, for example, let's put ourselves in there. Let's even remove Zamfara and bandits. Let's stay here. We're in Lagos, for example. So that people will have understanding, because sometimes when you talk about these things, people just think it's so far away. So imagine you are here sitting in Ketu, and then you have cultists, for example, going around harassing people, kidnapping here, taking ransom here, and you're all under threat of these cultists. And suddenly they now get emboldened. And then the whole community is scared of them, and they feel that, the only way we can have peace is to make this cultist the local government chairman.
Yes.
So that because he has full control. And that's what we are seeing in Zamfara. Or he installs it in local government. And that's what we have here.
Yes.
Thank God it hasn't degenerated, but this is what's going on in the states within Nigeria.
It has actually degenerated. It has already gone really bad. Because the government is so far from the people. The government that the people see are these warlords, these bandits. They are the only one that can ensure peace in that community. They know that if they engage them, they will just be killed. And the most they would hear is, maybe if they're lucky, our president will have a conversation, an address, and say his heart is broken and that he's doing everything to make sure that the soldiers are doing their best. And you not hear anything. In another 2 days or 2 weeks, another attack. So these people have suffered this over and over again and have seen clearly the inefficiency of the federal government, and have decided, they say the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. So this is the devil that we know, and if we pay them taxes, if we turban them as emirs, at least our lives and our children and our wives' lives will be kept safe. That's what has happened.
The guy is responsible for killing their families.
Oh yes.
Their family members. He has widowed a lot of women. He's part of that community. They are still. Did you see them outside? Did you see the video?
I didn't see the video.
I saw the video.
It's fear.
They were all there. These people rode in. The emir was there turbaning the man.
From fear. They never born a man, not turban. You will roll the thing. They will be.
He roll ham.
Only eye language.
He roll ham. He turban ham.
So
when you suspend the emir, why don't you?
It was frightening to watch. It was because if it has come to that, federal government, they should even stop saying, when they start saying, because I heard one saying on Sunday that the country is much safer now than it was 8 years ago.
Tell that to the people living in town for Zamfara.
Tell that to people who are on the train.
The sad thing is that we are looking at Zamfara. We are not looking across the country. You made an example and brought it south. We're already in that situation all around the country. When you go to the east and you have a seat at home, and there's a government who did not
unknown gunmen. God bless you.
It is somebody else that is saying, I say sit at home, and they did not how they were not to sit at home.
And the governor could not do
on Monday. So we already have it in every area, every region. These few peaceful areas that we don't have it supposedly, that or where the people are still unaware of all of this, they will go there, attack them, kidnap for ransom. Yesterday morning, sadly, a case my firm is handling, the client was supposed to come in, and it was a criminal matter, we are defending the man, and he was supposed to show up in court. Yesterday morning, they picked him up in Lagos with our case file in his hands.
Oh, are you saying kidnappers?
Yes. And they called the lawyer because the last number dialed on his phone was that of my partner, and it was called 500,000 was what they were demanding within Lagos State at Alimosho. Within Lagos State, we started running Elta Seketa to get this money. It was released in the evening after it was paid. They were saying to us that if we fail to pay before the end of the day, he'll be moved somewhere in Oshogbo and that they will take all his organs. So these are the realities around there, and I'm saying this in no sense.
Let me go on a quick break, Mike. When we come back, we continue with this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Have the audio.
Stay tuned. Your view will be...
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
The Acidity.
Thanks for staying with us. Regrettably, I'm told that we're off the cable station because we have a live session, but it doesn't matter. We're going to continue with our show. So, we're going to take a few comments concerning this because when our government is saying they're fighting terrorism, they're fighting banditry, you would think that when something like this happens, the government would be equally shocked and surprised, not just the governor.
Thank you.
But even the federal government, even the chief of army staff, everybody who is working to the nail to fight banditry, fight terrorism, should be shocked and say, I am sending my troops out to kill these people, and here you are, Turbanning and Emir within the state saying that they're bandits. So that in itself should have shocked the president. You would think that there will be a statement from the presidency concerning this. You would think that the army will go in and surround that place and say, we hear that there are bandits here. You will think that. So what are we complaining about? Are we just wasting our time? Because it seems from this report that both the state and the federal government are coming across as complicit in this issue of terrorism.
I believe that
Mariah, you have said it all. I can't add or subtract because because me, I know his government that turbans the Emir.
Yes.
So the Emir that is going to turban a terrorist or a bandit. Because I've told them that if they want me, I know names of terrorists. Why? Because I want journalists hang out. And Babajide or Chichoju, he knows the name of one of them. If Babajide, who is a journalist, knows the name of terrorists, governments, you must know them.
And government in today's report, if you recall, said that they have the list of the sponsors, but they are yet to disclose.
They've had this since before Dubai published and prosecuted for financiers of terrorism in Nigeria. They've had it. They've been saying that they will soon name names and they will soon Lashiwa. That's why I don't bother reading such headlines anymore. My concern now is that how secure is every area in Nigeria? We every time when it comes to the north, we focus on the north. In the east, if they ask you not to hold your wedding and you hold your wedding, anything your eyes see, you take. Already, that means somebody else is government within government.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So why is government about elections and putting people in ASUU and offices?
The terror they showed in Owo, for example, if they come there now and say, okay, don't go church service on Sunday, people will be scared. They'll stay in their house.
That's all.
Because they must have shown that they have
in your area. You know they
used to write letter.
Well, if they write letter in your area, don't come out today. Nobody here will come out.
So obviously we need to look at this war against banditry and insurgency differently. So at first, for many of us, we thought that these were people that were still into these communities at night and find a way to quickly leave the communities, and so we're unable to catch them. Obviously, that is not the war that we are fighting, really. What we are fighting is people who are boldly living within communities, and our government is unable to approach them. Our government is unable to handle them. They know them, they know where they are, they know that they are all over the communities, they're collecting taxes, they have stopped people from going to their farms, they know them, but for some reason, could it be that they have better weaponry than we do? Is it that they are so much integrated within the community that fighting them may mean so much casualties of innocent Nigerians? But now I know that these are not unknown people. People that we cannot point at. We know them, we know their homes, we know everything about them, but we are not engaging them. And I would like the federal government to let us know why we cannot engage them.
And then we have the guts, the effrontery to tell us we should stop giving them money. Why you are not protecting us? If I knew that you are going to protect me, I would stop giving them money now.
Who wants exactly?
See, I think we should
now, does this not bring us to this issue of restructuring? Because it seems government is unable to handle this entity called Nigeria as a whole. It's too much work. We only have less than 500,000 policemen. I don't know how many of our army are out there killing themselves. So maybe we should bring back this, because when you're talking about restructuring, everybody say, oh, it means different things to different people. But what it means to the average Nigerian is that you're unable to secure the 200 million, over 200 million population within this entity called Nigeria. That's what it's coming across.
For most, is that
I can't disagree with you.
The first time YK, I agree with me today.
It's true. I can't.
Yes.
For most, though, restructuring means financial restructuring. Regions just want to control their resources. That's all. And if it is about controlling your resources alone, we still have the issues of insecurity. If we even have local policing, how are we sure that these same people...
You'll not be sure, but at least it's better than what we're having now. No, so regionally, I will have my resources, I will have enough money to pay my police and pay my own army and be able to secure my people.
That's something that seems to be a futile mission. I would hate to have police in my area and they're not able to stand against the bandits that are local in that area. For instance, in Zamfara state, if they had state policing, and the police could carry guns, do you think these bandits would just disappear because of that?
So we engage them now, but they cannot carry, they don't have guns. At most, you have the community vigilante with their bows and arrows trying to... We need it to be properly trained and armed.
The ones that...
Maybe that police is from... That police might be from Lagos. He might be from Ogun State. He doesn't have a connection with those people. So he's like, I beg. Let me just come and do my own thing and go.
There for a duty.
No, what I'm saying is the system we have today, Nima, because he's not from that community, he doesn't care. He might be from Anambra, he can be from Lagos, he can be from anywhere, and he's in Zamfara to protect this people. And he's here, he's thinking, I don't care.
You also mentioned
the area. He's not interested.
And you also mentioned also the number of police that we have that's available to all the states in the country. How many of the police members were there compared to the number of bandits? Exactly. If a police officer had cracked that his olden days rifle, while hundreds of bandits were standing there, would he be causing more harm to the community than saving
for his life?
So, Miriam, this is where intelligence is supposed to work. That kind of thing. They have them all trapped. All the bandits have come out. Plus the Oga Pata. If intelligence was working, they should have been there. As they just enter.
They would have even used it.
Let me take this call from Hassan
to catch them.
Let me take this call from Hassan. Good morning, Hassan. Are you there? You watch too much Hollywood movies. Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, Hassan.
Good morning.
You see, as we are discussing this thing, my heart bleeds. Let me tell you what you don't know. You see, this Zamfara of a team. I know that area very well from Ankara, Magazu, Kuchei, Endoto, Unchekarbo, up to the south. You see, let me tell you, people are not serious. And the governors are not serious. The only governor that is serious about this is Airline. Because I see nothing why we should continue to appease terror. We continue to appease terror using carrot and stick approach. An approach that was prescribed to us by the Western world, which they don't even apply in their own world. They go down on terrorists. They go down on the bandits. These are armed robbers. I've been saying this. They are not bandits. They are armed robbers. And people must stand up. Look, what she has said before. She said, if care is not taken, the country will be taken over by warlords. I saw the example of it during NSAC in Lagos here. I rode on a bike midway from Ibadan to Lagos. I know what happened. And I knew how people took law into their hands. I knew what it means for people to organize government. I know what it means for the access of government, which is Ada. Look, if we just stand up as Nigeria, we are supposed to fight ourselves. Forget about saying we cannot have guns. Go and have guns and defend yourself.
Thank you very much, Hassan. Because YK, I'm going to go on a break because YK said something intelligence. I mean, we laughed about it, but the truth is that Turbanning and Emir that happens, you plan for a day.
No secret.
You planned it probably weeks or probably months before. Some intelligence should have gone out and say, they want to turban this person, he's the head of the bandit. So at that moment, you can plan. Or let them all gather and blow it up like the movies. I mean, just
Also,
it's a layman's thinking.
The
but
bandits recruit within communities, and their mercenaries are already.
They know them.
They know each other.
Yeah.
So I think the approach to this.
So they're also stakeholders within that, because the communities are also, they have brothers and uncles in that also.
We need critical thinkers to to solve this issue.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
we're doing, guys, is the makeup in progress? Makeup.
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script.
Check.
Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR.
Check. Clock is ticking. Time is racing. Lights on. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How we're doing, guys, is the makeup in progress? Makeup.
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script.
Check.
Are we set?
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this really pathetic story of the crowning of an emir in Zamfara State who happened to be a bandit. We have a call from Okwayemi in South Africa. Good morning, Okwayemi. Are you there?
Good morning, ma'am.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Thank you very much for everything. Let me greet everyone. YT Power. Thank you, mommy, for everything. You guys are supporting my marriage.
Thank you, sir.
All grace to everyone on that people. For about this Zamfara thing, we all know the problem of this country, and we all know the main issue and the main focus. But they just decide to do what they want to do. Because currently, that area is supposed to be in the pension camp right now. Yes.
Just there.
So, sugar. Sorry about that.
We have John Ibinu sent us a message. He says, please don't be angry with my comments. For all this ranting we are doing, does it solve anything? This type of discussion, we need to invite the police spokesman, Zamfara government, and the people from Zamfara, and then let's have a proper discussion. Look at what happened to that Zazu guy. He made a public statement that he sponsors 1 million boys. The IG directed that he be arrested or probed. Why have they not done so for the bandit leader that was decorated and the people that crowned him? That's what we should be doing. We can also invite the man that says, okay, yes. So he is saying that we need to just call in more people that can give us direct answers.
Maybe we don't have understanding. Maybe we're the ones that don't understand what's going on. So let us get information from Zamfara. So I mean, that's a good point. We'll definitely look into that.
The issue. Okay, so now if they picked up the emir, is somebody finding out why the emir was crowning turbanning a non-bandit, one who has not been convicted, one who has just been labeled bandit, you know, because it is a different thing for us to know. It is a different thing for us to say we will not accept and acknowledge. So when you acknowledge, the person walks freely among you. He's a bad person, we know him, but we allow him. And then we go and blame one person who tries to turban him. Is the turban in itself a crime?
That's another angle. So that's a legal aspect to it. So a cultist is walking around. We all know he's a known, but he has not been convicted as a known cultist. So the issue is that because we know he's a cultist.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV.
The IG's police officers were there. Nobody did an arrest. Nobody says he's wanted. Nobody says he cannot walk freely. You have committed this number of murders. You have killed husbands of the people. The widows of them were at the event. Nobody. So sometimes what we allow, we acknowledge. And what you acknowledge, you legalize. You recognize the bandits and you allow them walk freely. So
the Emir is probably doing it to save his own life and his own maybe community's lives because they are all under threat anyway. And we know that they have been kidnapping emirs. The ones that they are kidnapping are probably the ones that are not agreeing to.
With our saying that he has widowed some people. Was he convicted by law? Do we know for a fact? Or is he still
just like
the community gist that this man that's killed Lagbaja
was a
protestable, yeah.
They take responsibility for the disasters they cause now. When they go into terrorize, they put their names to it, and then we know them, but we will not go and pick them.
That's why they are feared. Their names go ahead of them.
Exactly.
Take responsibility.
Let me take this call.
Okay.
Olari Waju, are you there? Good morning, Olari Waju. Hey, go ahead, Mariam.
Yes, when we talk about government needs to have the political will, and I feel that sometimes when we say it, government thinks that we're saying you need to arm the soldiers and arm people to the teeth and do the job and get down on the ground. When we talk about political will, it's things like this, where you already know in a community something is happening and you just let it fly. I like the point where you're going. I just want to reiterate it a bit. So you have someone who is well known in the community to be a cultist, to be a bandit. He does all he needs to do, like Wadume as well. They know that he brings money into the community. You know.
Yeah.
And the only reason you haven't said anything about him, one, maybe he brings back something from his spoils and shares in the community. That's one. Two, you have tried, and you have seen those who have tried to report him get killed. Nothing was done to him. Instead, something was done to your family or those around you to send a message. So the political will is now not coming after an emir that has stubborned him, who probably due to fear and has seen so many examples of how if he had not played a role, he would, as you said, he would be long gone. That is not political will. Political will would have been to go after these bandits, go after all the co-bandits that were there and make an example of them and make sure that their name means nothing. When people even hear their name, they would laugh at them. But these people, just their names. That's why they could come without arms. Because just their names, just the fact that they're part of this Ada Ameh's camp already makes them invincible and powerful. And the government is now suspending an emir or part of a community that has been constantly terrorized by these bandits. So government, when we are talking about political will, it means beyond using force, but showing intelligence and creativity when it comes to handling this thing, at the grassroots level.
Mike said something that we complain that, people are paying ransom. I mean, if you hear of these kind of stories where a whole emir is crowning another emir within the state, and the federal government has not said any word about this. Me, I'm even waiting to hear from the chief of army staff, because you should be upset, because here you're sending your troops out into the forest to catch these guys, and here they are in the community crowning turbanning each other. So if you as a Nigerian, God forbid, you get kidnapped, you just find a way to solve your problem. Because you cannot trust the government to solve your problem.
Yeah, because
so when Nigerians are saying we cannot trust the government, it's exactly because of examples like this.
The community is too far from the federal government. That's why the conversation of restructuring is important. The community is too far from the federal government. The federal government can only do so much. At most, it will look at it at the state level. But that is why we need politics, governance, everything has to be at the grassroots level. That's where you feel the pain the most. That is why, whether we like it or not, community policing. We're not just saying get a ragtag of people and just give them arms. Train them properly, arm them properly, let them be a proper police force within the community that can protect the community. And federal government can always add support in resources, personnel, one way or the other. But to say federal government will have eyes on every single area, community.
I'll come to you, Nima. Let me take this call from Larry Wajo again. I'll come back to you. Larry Wajo, are you there from the UK? Hello, you're live. Go ahead, Nima.
So that's for me. I agree with you to some extent, but then for me, it is still the failure of government. In the sense that in these areas already, as it is now, there's a local government chairman where that community is. The government of the state, because the way democracy runs, we don't recognize the existing traditional schools. We created this emirate within that area, but yet they don't know the area. The emir cannot approach government and say, this is the number of times we've been terrorized in this area, enough to get a response or a protection for their farmers or their people, such that they will now have to recognize another. I'm still questioning if we do restructure to a smaller community and recognize those regions, how secure will it make us? What exactly will it be solving? I think that there's a more critical question here. Even I cannot sit here and say this is the solution, but I don't feel sure that just breaking into small
let me unpack that for a second, because you said that if he tries to get more security, where would he get the security from? Isn't this we're hanging here? We have less than 500,000 across the country. Who would I divide? Who will I send there? And then the government will tell you, I can't hire more because I don't have money, because crude oil is this, crude oil is that, and the ASUU is asking for their own money, NLC is asking. They will tell you all sorts of things. But what we're saying, that if you make it a smaller community where you are empowered, the same way we have to get the vigilantes to come and empower each of these communities. So I hear you, there's distrust across the board, but we have tried this same one for how many years, and it's still not working. So we're saying, let us try something new.
You see,
my fear. I believe
one of the problems with government, that the reason why you do not want to regionalize everything, and why they don't want regions to own their own resources, because they take from they own the resources.
That's why.
Now, what they could do is to share. You will own resources, but pay us
exactly. That's what it's supposed to be. Yes. That's exactly what it's supposed to be.
A percentage, 40%, or
that's a federal
30%,
system.
And then that way you can.
And have your own society, and pay your police, have your own resources, and do what you have to do.
Because what you say, my own problem. Okay, you want these resources. What are you doing with the resources? They have gold. Is it in Zamfara? They have gold that Chinese people are coming. We are coming and mining.
They are gold. And so YK, let me use that example. Let me use that gold
resources in Nigeria.
Let me use that gold example, YK. Same thing we're having with oil. So they have the gold, for example. Let us say there's a ministry of gold, or we even have extraction ministry. They now take that resources to the federal government. And this small group of people that within Abuja are the ones sharing and doing. But if I, in Zamfara, I own my resources, even if we are still sharing amongst us, but it's my people that I'm sharing it with. I just give you the federal government, maybe 10% or 20%. You go and do your own. That's 70% that I have. Now the people can hold me, because right now I'll say, sorry, your federal government took the money. I don't know. I don't have access to my resources. But you're the person. If it's smaller, you are the person, you're the custodian of the resources. I can say 70% you have with you. What are you doing with the 70%? Is it Buhari are going to come and ask you what's doing with 70%?
How they created the NDC. So
Niger Delta.
I'm coming. Regions own resources. The people know where the resources are. When you have a government, justice is that government takes and develops equally every region. If they give regions control of these resources, and some people are still Nigerians that we need to change their mindset in government, they will steal the resources, and the people know where the resources are, and insecurity would continue.
I will know who to arrest. I will know whose office to go. Is it Abuja? I want to listen.
Wait,
it's easy. I would rather go and call Sanwo-Olu's table now and go and knock on his door. But we have this amount. You see, when the resources have been given to Abu Buhari, who knows me in Abuja? I want to go start look for in Abuja. Right. Because I know it's a regional. I can go between Ondo or Ogun. I will go and knock on the door, governors, or the prime minister, whoever is going to be in charge of the region, to demand. It's easier.
A community in Magodo had an issue. The governor of the state within the community wanted to do immediately, but could not do anything because he had to wait
federal government,
go all the way to federal government. It just does not make sense.
Any community that has its resources pilfered to the point that you have a co-government within government in that state, and the governor says he doesn't know he has a hand in it, that's my own.
We have to wrap up. That's all we can take on the show today. But I think the Zamfara story is not just about the turbanning. It's so much more deeper than that. It's a layer of several issues. Decadence, community dependence on banditries, the victimizing of people, the inefficiencies of the government, the inefficiencies of the local government, the fact that the federal government is silent on this, it's saddening. So it's not just about the turbanning, but there's so many layers. I just hope that Nigerians can understand
the lackadaisical attitude of
exactly YK. So the truth is, we hope to see more response. The government has suspended, but it's beyond suspension. There has to be so much more done to that community, because they didn't put banditry on their head, so they know each other.
The governor goes to suspend himself.
Exactly.
Let me end on that before we get in trouble. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Nice one.